Oh, hello, ladies and gents, and welcome to another episode of Cycling Insider. In this episode, let's talk about 2021 Merida Scultura 5000. And this is going to be a very interesting bike from Merida, specifically because of the price of this bike out of the box and all the components that you're going to get for that level of the price. But before we start, if you haven't already subscribed to this channel, please do subscribe and hit that little bell icon because it's gonna help in growing the channel. If you are already a subscriber, then thank you. So, 2021 Merida Scultura 5000. First, let's answer the question, who is this bike for? So Merida Scultura range is all about the lightest, stiffest carbon fiber frames, specifically for, you can think about it like attacking the steep mountains, climbing bike. So don't expect, super smooth ride or like long days in the saddle. This is not the bike for these kind of things. Of course you can use it for that, but specifically if you are in the market for, stiffest, lightest climbing bikes, then consider Merida Scultura range. For the 2021 season, this Merida Scultura 5000 has a very interesting price point. This is a 2,000 British pounds retail price, or approximately 2,600 US dollars. Even out of the box, I think this is a very good price, but I still believe you should negotiate the price of this bike. There are so many Merida bike dealers around the world, so you should go there, be nice, negotiate nicely, and if you are in the UK, I am suggesting that the target price should be 1,700 to 1,800 British pounds. If you are in the US, I would target the price of approximately 2,200 US dollars. If you get these prices and they are totally realistic, you are getting the absolute value for money. I would also consider this bike as a little future project where you can upgrade just a few small pieces on this bike and get a great value for your money. So, let's kick off and let's talk about the paint scheme of this bike. Paint scheme will definitely depend on your local Merida market. There are two paint scheme options. There is this classical black on black. I would just skip it, not my cup of tea, and I truly hope you are not stuck with this black on your local market. Then you have this beautiful team replica from BAHRAIN-MCLAREN team. Since Merida now is sponsoring a world tour team, BAHRAIN-MCLAREN, you can see them, racing in the Grand Tours. At the moment of recording this video, they are racing in Tour de France, and they will, of course, be racing in the Giro Italia and also at the Vuelta. So these are the team colors of BAHRAIN-MCLAREN team. Beautiful paint scheme, black, hint of yellow and orange. Beautiful, absolutely beautiful paint scheme. This would definitely be my choice. So let's dive in and let's see what you get for your hard-earned money. I will kick off with the frame and the fork on this bike. So this is a carbon fiber frame and the fork, and this is the Scultura CF2 level of the carbon fiber frame and the fork. This is not, top of the line creme de la creme that Merida can do. On their more expensive models, of course, they have this CF4 level carbon fiber, and usually the difference is, of course, in the lightness of the carbon fiber frame and different carbon fibers they use in these frames. But again, we need to put it into perspective. Since this is a retail price of 2,000 British pounds, you can't expect, creme de la creme of carbon fiber frames. Make no mistake, Merida makes superb carbon fiber frames and forks because Merida controls the whole process from the raw material to the finished product. They are a Taiwanese-based company, and I'm a huge fan of Merida products. Also, frame comes with a lifetime warranty and the fork has a 5 years warranty. So you are definitely covered even if there is some kind of problem. So this frame and the fork, of course, 12mm through axles both front and back. This is for the internal cable routing, and also there's a press fit bottom bracket standard. In this case, it's going to be a Shimano's press fit bottom bracket. On this frame and the fork, you can fit maximum of 28C tires, which is brilliant in my opinion. When it comes to the braking performance on this bike, you will get a superb Shimano's Ultegra hydraulic disc brakes. These Shimano Ultegra hydraulic disc brakes come with 160mm rotors, both front and back, but keep in mind that these braking rotors are the basic Shimano's RT54 braking rotors. So once when you destroy these rotors, I strongly suggest that you move to the more advanced Shimano RT800 braking rotors with Shimano's ice-tech technology. But again, to keep the price, down, this is one of the options they did with the basic Shimano RT54, but at least 160mm rotors front and the back. When it comes to the handlebar and the stem, so handlebar is classical aluminum handlebar from Merida's own production, and also the stem, classical aluminum stem from Merida. If this is something that you are truly kind of interested in the future, you might swap these pieces for some carbon fiber ones, but probably I just wouldn't bother with that. When it comes to the shifting performance on the bike, you are getting a superb mechanical Shimano Ultegra group set, 11-speed mechanical group set, absolutely superb on these levels of the price. So everything from the front mech, rear mech, shifters, everything is Shimano's Ultegra mechanical group set. And also the rear mech is the long cage rear mech, so you can fit the cassette all the way to 1134 cassette, which is again superb, absolutely superb. Now, when we look at the seat post, again, a great addition from Merida's own carbon fiber seat post, 27.2mm diameter, and with a bit of a 15mm setback. I'm so glad they included the carbon fiber seat post on this bike, no cutting corners, very good for soaking some of the smaller road bumps. Saddle, of course, nothing special, Merida's own product saddle. Since saddles are a personal preference, this is always an item that's easy to replace once when you find your preferred saddle. Chain on the bike is the KMC's X11 chain, top-notch component for this price levels, absolutely fine. No worries here. Of course, in the future, if you are moving to a new chain once when you destroy this chain, maybe you want to stick with KMC, or maybe you want to go with, I don't know, Shimano 105 level, Shimano Ultegra level chains. Totally fine, any choice that you make. Crankset on this bike is the Shimano's RS 510 crankset. So you see this crankset sits below Shimano 105 group set. Well, if you ask me honestly, I mean, definitely run this crankset and these chain rings until they are totally destroyed, and then, if you can save a bit more money, would be good to invest and buy the Shimano 105 crankset. Just because it's superb and you don't need to invest more money to buy an Ultegra crankset. I would just stick to the Shimano's 105 crankset if you decide to upgrade in the future. This Shimano RS 510, totally fine out of the box, no problems with this. This is 50-34 chain rings, and depending on the size of your frame, you will get different lengths of the cranks. So for example, large size of the frame, you will get 175mm cranks. When it comes to the cassette, they didn't cut corners here. This is a Shimano's R7000 cassette. So this is Shimano 105 level cassette, top choice, 1130 cassette. And this cassette is paired, as I said, with 50-34 chain rings at the front. So you shouldn't have any problems in attacking steep mountains, but in the future, let's say when you destroy this cassette, you might switch to, you can still of course go with the Shimano 105 cassette, but you can switch to something like 1132 cassette or even 1134 cassette, and then definitely you don't have any excuses of attacking really steep mountains. Bottom bracket on the bike is a press fit bottom bracket from Shimano's BB71 or press fit 86.5, whatever you want to call it. should be totally fine. As I always say, you see, press fit bottom brackets are superb. They work fine as long as manufacturers respect these tolerances. From example, this case Shimano, tolerances around the bottom bracket, in the bottom bracket area on the carbon fiber frame. Merida has a huge experience in making carbon fiber frames, so I believe that this should be totally fine. When it comes to the wheel set on this bike, I mean, of course, this is an area where they had to save the money. This is a very classical aluminum wheel set, Merida's own aluminum rims, 22mm high, 17mm internal width. They are tubeless ready, but you won't get tubeless valves or the tubeless tape. This is something you would need to buy in the future and then convert it to a tubeless tires. You know, the tires without the internal tubes, like the tires on your car, for example. And the hubs on these wheel sets are some very basic VP hub, CLK, 12mm through axles, okay, front and back, 28 spokes, front and back. Think about this wheel set as a very cheap wheel set, and the hubs, probably some very basic hubs, and it will definitely serve you for many thousands of miles. And then once when you destroy this wheel set, I strongly recommend that you save some money, and for example, look at the wheel sets from DT Swiss. Even if it's an aluminum wheel set with the good DT Swiss hubs, you will get so much better wheel set, and I'm a big fan of DT Swiss equipment just because they make super quality wheel sets. So yes, definitely wheel set in the future, something to change. This wheel set, funnily enough, is wrapped in Continental Ultra Sport tires, top-notch tires out of the box, no problem. These are 25C tires, as you see, and once when you destroy these ones, I would strongly recommend to buy the 28mm tires. You have so many good manufacturers. You can stick with Continental, of course. I'm a big fan of Continental tires. They make really good stuff. But for example, you might switch to something like Pirelli tires, Schwalbe tires, Goodyear tires. There are so many good manufacturers now out there. And I forgot to mention the total weight of the bike. So Merida is claiming for the size medium large 8.45 kilograms. So for the size large, I would easily assume 8.6 to 8.7 kilograms. So as you see out of the box, of course, nothing special in this weight department. It's an average bike weight, but in the future, with few little tweaks, you can easily drop the weight of this bike closer to the 8 kilogram mark. So, in a summary, 2021 Merida Scultura 5000 is an excellent example of a very good offering from Merida. Retail price 2,000 British pounds, or approximately $2,600 with the current exchange rate. Please do negotiate this bike price. Please aim for approximately 15% discount, and it is achievable. When you reach those levels, you will definitely get an amazing value for your money. And think about this bike as a very good starting bike, as a project bike for the future. So just briefly in a summary. Top-notch carbon fiber frame and fork from Merida, their CF2 level carbon fiber frame and fork, lifetime warranty on the carbon fiber frame, 5 years warranty on the carbon fiber fork. You will also get Shimano's Ultegra mechanical group set, superb. Shifters, front mech, rear mech, everything is Shimano Ultegra mechanical. You will also have the KMC chain. You will get the Shimano 105 cassette, and this RS510 Shimano's crankset. Brakes, superb Shimano's Ultegra hydraulic disc brakes, 160mm rotors both front and the back, and these are the basic Shimano's RT54 braking rotors. Carbon fiber seat post from Merida, and handlebar and stem from Merida, but this time it's aluminum handlebar and the stem. And the wheel set, of course, very simple wheel set, Merida's own aluminum rims with, in my knowledge, I don't know about these hubs, VP hubs, but let's call it a very simple aluminum wheel set, and it is wrapped in superb Continental tires. So, I think this is gonna be it for today. I hope you like what I'm doing, and if you do, please do subscribe and hit that little bell icon so you're always notified when I make a new video. And as always, I will see you soon in the future. Pura Vida!